doing our request day. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a request day today. But as usual, it's me sitting in the driver's seat, and over to my right in the co-pilot seat, I've got Dustin. Say hi, Dustin.
Hey, everybody.
And his big, lovely mane of hair. Look at that. And then in Sarasota, I've got my business partner, Nick Birch, and he's going to be helping to answer questions as well. And for those of you that don't know, I just put out for Inktober. We're in the middle of Inktober right now, which is, for those of you that don't know, is trying to do a drawing, an ink drawing every day for the month of October. And I just did a 2-hour little course on my methods for drawing, the way I draw on color on gray paper with the light inks and the dark inks and all that. So if you want to check that out, go on over to creatureartteacher.com, and I've got that up and ready to go for you if you want to check it out. Also, we've got a really great course coming up probably by next week. For those of you that are familiar with our site, Creature Art Teacher, you'll know that we've also got other artists involved, and my friend Ronnie Williford, who we've been artist friends for 25 years, I guess, and he last year did a course for us on color theory, and he's just finished a brand new, I think, 10-hour course on plein air painting in oil and watercolor, and that's going to be coming out next week. So that's really, really cool. So if you want to check out all that stuff, it's coming out. All that stuff. The ink drawing course is on the website now. The plein air painting is going to be next week. So we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We've also got that new streaming option for you guys if you want to do that. But enough of that. Dustin.
Yes.
Let's try taking some suggestions. So today is request day. So a few weeks ago we did request day, and we ended up doing a Viking sheep.
Yes, we did.
Remember the Viking sheep? And this is something I like to do when I go on the road, like in Japan and South America. I do these character design courses, and one of the things we try to do, or I have the students do, is suggest an animal, suggest a personality, and we kind of build them up, and we build a character in our heads, and then I try to illustrate it, and we talk about design and that sort of thing. So why don't we try to do that today? Why don't we come up with some type of character, not just physical traits, not just, let's come up with an animal. I do want to do an animal, so if you guys can keep it in the animal realm, but also give me personality traits, give me, different ideas. So let's see what we get. Are we getting anything yet?
I'm actually having a hard time. Here we go.
Gotcha.
I was trying to get into the stream the whole time. I was having a hard time with that. But we do not have any requests yet. But
that's why I was trying to talk in order to get people online.
Yeah.
Trying to kill time.
Try to lure
stretch out the
in.
airwaves.
Come into the live stream. We have cookies.
But I want to draw. I want to draw for you guys
we
today.
We have croissants. We have pancakes. Come in and join us.
Pancakes.
Come in for request day.
With real maple syrup.
With
Yes, real Vermont maple syrup. So anyway, so that's what I want to do. So if you guys, let's just do request day. I want to do a character. I want to do a character that you guys suggest, and I've got a thing bouncing up on my QuickTime. I'm going to quit. Okay, that's fine. I want a QuickTime player. All right.
I'm going to put my first request in for a robotic dragon.
Okay. No robotic dragons. I'm not doing a robotic dragon.
How about
no robots.
How about a dragon? How about a robot as a dragon?
All right. Are we getting anything?
Not at the current moment.
What about? Can you check beyond Facebook?
I can. Let me take a quick peek here. Let's see if.
Because I might just come up with something on my own. I mean, if you guys aren't, if I'm not getting anything, then I'm gonna jump over to something else. Because I've got an idea for something for this cougar. Which is not really a character thing, but it's a little character thing it is a character thing.
A cougar, huh?
Yeah,
a cougar. Lizard person, RoboCop, platypus.
Oh, platypus is kind of funny.
An Australian cat-like thing.
Okay, you guys got to be more specific. A grumpy old fox. Oh, there you go. See. Someone gave us the idea of a grumpy old fox, which I really like because it tells me fox, it tells me he's old, and it tells me he's grumpy. So those are three very strong adjectives. So we're going to go with a grumpy old fox.
I saw one on here that looks interesting. A bat dressed as a classic vampire, like a Halloween theme.
Oh, that's kind of cool. But I'm going to go with the grumpy old fox. And it's the first one that came up that really had the right adjective, so I want to do that. But let's see if we can. I got to turn my fan on. It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in here.
So, grumpy old fox is good. Can we add more to that? Let's try to expand on his personality a little bit.
A grumpy old fox, like.
Is he thin? Is he fat? Is he dumb? Is he smart? We
can make him grumpy because he's wearing a pink rabbit outfit for Halloween.
Well, what does a fox? Yeah, let's do it as because a fox eats a rabbit.
But the real question is, what does the fox say?
I can't get that high. That's actually kind of funny.
They said he is thin, old.
I like your idea of him like grumpy, like because he's in a rabbit outfit. I'm just gonna start sketching.
All right.
And he's
actually,
like,
we might need to fix the camera on this setup here. It's just showing your forehead.
But
right here on the live stream there.
Right here? I can't see.
Just need to move the picture over. Let me take over for a quick sec. I need to borrow the mouse.
Oh, sorry.
I need to take over.
Dustin's doing some technical stuff. Twitch suggestions, a dapper, grumpy old fox sitting in the corner smoking a pipe. See, that's specificity. I like that.
Smoking a pancake?
Smoking a pipe. A dapper, grumpy old fox sitting in the corner smoking a pipe.
You're all set, mate.
A dapper, grumpy old fox sitting in the corner smoking a pipe. Because this is one that I was going to do based on that suggestion of
a fox that hates the fact he's not a duck.
So I was going to do this with him. Let's see. I liked him upset because he was in a rabbit outfit. Was that you, Dustin, that came up with that idea?
Yeah, I thought of that. Because the first thing I instantly thought for some odd reason was A's Halloween, and then I started thinking of Christmas Story with the pink rabbit outfit.
Yeah.
That the kid has to wear.
But I like. Oh shoot, it's gone. Nick took it down. I like the dapper. What was it? The dapper, grumpy fox sitting in the corner smoking a pipe.
Yeah.
See, that's very visual to me as well.
Smoking a pipe while in his costume during a costume party.
What if we? Let's see here. I have him very dapper.
So dapper.
And he's turned. He's looking. But he's grumpy, so I don't want him smiling.
Jonathan George or it says, Aaron, I have your autograph from Sinac, Sao Paulo.
From Sao Paulo?
Yeah.
Right on. And I want a good silhouette, so I'm going to bring...
And Tom Center says, one of these days we'll get to see you.
Yes. So I think have the grumpy old fox celebrate Halloween, which he doesn't enjoy at all. Wow, that's a lot to get in here. Sorry, here it is again. Twitch suggestion, dapper, grumpy old fox sitting in the corner smoking a pipe. So I'm going to...
And somebody else wrote as an environment suggestion, nighttime in a seaside pub with a fire glowing and an ocean storm outside the window.
Holy smokes, people.
Some of these folks are really specific.
I like it. Sitting. I need some environmental ideas here, because right now whenever I start getting, so on the, there we go. He's looking off to the side. He's very dapper. He's sitting. Steve says, perhaps he's a quick brown fox jumping over the lazy brown dog.
Hey Aaron, could you give my Viking design sheet a shout out?
Oh yeah.
Christian Von Benson?
Yeah, so he did a little design sheet based on the sheep that I did when we did that. Sorry, my brain shorted out for a second.
That was me every day.
So I'm looking. Is he having a pint? Is he having a glass? I don't like the way he's holding that. See, one of the things I want to reiterate, I want this to be a lesson as well, is I've tried to stay very loose with, and I want a nice clear silhouette, so I might pull this arm out a little bit. I'm going to figure out what to do with this other arm in just a second. Let's see.
Would you say that this is sort of a way of a rough concept sketch?
Yeah.
Of like trying to get a character together, so you're just kind of roughing it out.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Give him a little, like a pint glass. How's that? Give him a big pint glass.
Make him in a pub.
He's in a pub.
So he says, gives me a Sherlock Holmes kind of feel.
Sherlock Holmes.
Mr.
Yes.
Holmes.
Definitely want to.
How many drawings are you going to do for today?
How many drawings?
Yes.
Just one.
What software do you use for your animation?
I use TV Paint for my animation software. So now, oh, I know what I'm going to do.
And TV Paint is totally 100% free, right?
TV Paint is not free, but you get what you pay for. It's really good. So he's like, hey, excuse me. Someone has caught his attention. He's going, hey.
Like, what are you doing here, sir?
Hey. No, no, I don't like that.
He should have his arm out like, what's the big idea? Kind of like this.
Hey.
Hey.
You know what I might do? I might turn this. Ta-ta-ba-ba-bum.
Are you gonna widen it out?
Yeah. I might do it this way.
So he said, hey, this mice isn't fresh.
I need to get reference for a nice dinner jacket or a nice. See, the other thing too, notice I want to keep, even though we're looking, we're doing something somewhat complex here, I still want to keep simple shapes. I'm trying to keep simple shapes in the head, through the body. And notice how I've got reoccurring shapes. We've got this shape for the ear, this shape for the body. They're all reoccurring shapes. That brings unity to a design.
I don't know if you're familiar with it, but could he be a Cockney fox?
He could be. I just don't know what makes him a Cockney fox. I don't know the culture well enough to say, oh, that's Cockney. Yeah, to me it's more of a dialect, exactly. But I don't know. There might be something in his... I keep thinking he's going to be flipping him off. the way of drawing him.
Are only freelancers working in studios, or can one get a permanent place in a studio? If so, is it a stable job?
I mean, a studio job is as stable as any other, I guess, in the studio. I mean, meaning you're only as good as your last film. So, I mean, there's plenty there. If you're at Disney or Pixar, sure. I mean, that can be stable if you're pulling your weight. Then there's other studios that, the studio itself might not be too stable.
Yeah, it all depends on how big the company is and how busy it can be. Like,
Yeah.
when I was working in 3D, like, it would be, like, during the summer, it would be very slow, but then during the fall, it would pick up to the point of overtime because we're getting movies out that is coming out the next year's summer. So it all depends on what kind of business and what kind of projects the studio is working on.
Yeah. So what I've done here is I'm going to give him the cane. So he's just looking over. What's that over there? I'm going to redraw all of this. Oh, Twitch, come on. By the way, Aaron, one day I was debating if I wanted to draw a lion or a human, so I tried to mix both, and I swear the result looks so similar to you. Nice. My 5-year-old brother thinks that this is a video call, so he says hello to you. Hello. Hello, YouTube 5-year-old.
Technically, it is a video call, but it's one way, and it's to everyone.
Yes. So do I want to have him up like that? No, that's too much. See, I'm always trying to play with different poses.
Are you ready for another question?
Well, sure.
Have you been to Africa? And if yes, which country? Would be amazing if you do a workshop in Zimbabwe.
I've been to Africa twice. I've been to Tanzania and I've been to Kenya. And we are looking currently at possibly going in March, going to South Africa, to Cape Town, for an animation festival there. We're not sure if we're going to be able to do it yet, but it's something we're currently trying to work out. All right, so let me knock this back. I'm going to enlarge that. I like this dapper kind of grumpy. I think I'm just kind of. That's kind of fun. I need to look up. I should look up some nice outfits. A dapper suit. I'm just going to wing it. I think I'm just going to wing this one. So once I've got something like this done, and I think I've got a clear enough silhouette that I'm going to go in now. And I'm going to start tying down the drawing a little bit.
I had a question here about character design. Having a character design job work, once the character for a production has been completed, what does the designer from there do? Will they start development for the next film as far as character designs go?
Yeah, I mean, character design, that will continue on for quite a while on a film. But once it's complete, yes, if they're a studio hire, then they will move on to the next film. If they're freelance, then they just move on to the next job. So it really depends on what their relationship is with the studio.
And this is my own personal question because I know that you did the design for Rajah. So is it common for animators or lead animators to have a character design role at the start of it?
Yeah, when back in the 2D days, we were all the supervising animators designed their characters. We all did.
Who is your all-time favorite villain?
My all-time favorite villain. Um, Maleficent, I think.
Because she's just pure evil.
Yeah, she's just awesome.
And I personally think one of my favorites is Frollo.
Yeah.
Because even though he sees himself as like this righteous, holy man and everything, he blindly ends up becoming victim of what he's trying to get rid of.
Right. I do like the Kung Fu Panda movies. The question is, do I like the Kung Fu Panda movies? I do. I like them a lot, actually. So here I'm just tying down what I think this fox might look like. This grumpy old fox. So I gotta make him a little old.
What makes a drawing photorealistic? Would it be the textures?
I think it's a number of different things. There's a lot of different things that make a photo or make a painting photorealistic. It's textures, it's lighting, it's any number of things. What are my thoughts about Brazil of your recent visits? What do I think about Brazil? I love Brazil. First, I like the Brazilian culture. It's very energetic, which is something I really like. Um, let me just get this real quick because I'm struggling with this other eye. Let me turn this around. Whenever you're struggling, you can always reverse your image. I think one of the things that's going on here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take that whole eye and I'm going to move this back. Nick says Frollo sucks. We early established that in an earlier stream. Kathy Zielinski, great animator at Disney. She was the supervisor of Frollo.
Oh, really?
Yes, she was awesome. And my brother Travis, your uncle.
Uh-huh.
You know, your uncle.
Well, who doesn't know?
He was one of the animators under Kathy for Frollo.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm gonna
keep. Sound familiar?
Who, Frollo or Kathy?
No, Kathy.
Well, she was.
Did I ever meet her?
No.
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 Oh.
There we go.
You have any tips on how to draw faster?
How to draw faster? Do it a lot. The more you draw, the faster and more confident you'll get. He's kind of got a Grinch vibe going on here. This other eye is really bugging me. It's because of the angle of the head, because we're at a slight up angle.
Yeah.
And I can't. Give him a little monocle. How about a monocle? Do you think he should have a monocle?
Oh yeah, if he's got a air jacket, a pipe, and a cane, I would say monocle definitely fits the bill.
I wonder if he should have a longer snout. Let me try it, just to see what it would look like. Let me see here. I brought it way out here. Nope. Nope. Don't like it. I'm going to stick with what I've got.
What about the beard?
A beard? I don't think a beard's going to work on the fox. I don't think it will. I'm just going to bring that other eye, right? Just bring that brow down like that.
Do you have any recommendations for any cheap tablets?
No, because I buy the right stuff for the job. Sorry, I don't mean to sound snobby, but I don't buy cheap. I get the right tablet. So for me, like an iPad Pro is great for a small tablet, but then anything made by Wacom, that's what I get. Wacom tablets for me are the best.
Yeah.
And so that's what I use. So here we go. So I'm going to bring this arm up. Should have has stretched a little bit here. Now the question is, do I give them kind of anthropomorphic hands, or do I give them dog hands? It'd be like.
So is this drawing for the Zootopia sequel?
That could be.
Feel like cooler if you did. Do you still have drawings from when you were a kid?
I do not. I don't have any drawings from when I was a kid. Our house burnt down when I was 17. 17? Yeah, our house burnt down when I was 17. I lost all my art when I was 17. So I've got stuff from about college on. So I've got, this is kind of working. Brr.
It looks like you have a couple of comments from Nick.
Oh, yeah. A raised eyebrow to address the eye. That's what I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to work that out. I'm going to try it again. There's something about the expression. I'm having a hard time because of the angle. The other eye is hidden. So let me knock this back and just try something else.
The other person.
I struggle with expression as much as the next guy. I just keep I dog at it until I get it right, though.
That other comment from Nick says that pint's gotta be a Guinness.
Yeah, I saw that. I could do something like that. Any tips on making eyes feel connected with brows when animating in either 2D or 3D? The eyelids always feel disconnected on my 3D animation. Well, think of them as shutters on a blind. If I do something like that, that might work. Sorry, hold on one second. I gotta bring this eye down still. Just a little bit more. It's gonna be just right in there. Yeah, I mean, if you think of like a character, let's say a character here, you have an eye here, and you have an eye here. To get the eyebrows to feel connected, just imagine a line connecting them together. So, you know, here, there's a line connecting them there. Now, that's easy if you have that. But what if you have something where you have an eyebrow that's raised? So you have a character looking this way. Well, once again, just connect the two together. Then you can just get rid of the middle. So I always just try to connect the two together. And as far as eyelids go, think of them as a shutter right over the top of a ball. You know, you got a top and a bottom. and that top lid has got to close over the, sometimes people, when they're drawing eyes from an angle, they'll draw the eyelid coming to here, like this, but they'll treat it like a windshield wiper rather than thinking about this thing wrapping around and being connected on the other side. So you want to always think about that as connecting right here and connecting here at the corners of the eyes and closing in that way.
Are you still working on the polar bear short?
We are still working on the polar bear short. Yes, snow bear. So I'm gonna bring the snout down a little bit in here. I'm gonna push his nose a little bigger, just to push the proportions a little bit. It puts him in a little bit of a coyote realm, but that's okay.
What kind of brush are you using currently for the line work? And is it available on your website for purchase?
Yes, this is my sketching brush that I created a couple years ago. I love this brush, and it is available on my website in my first custom pack. It's brush number 7, pastel brush. So I'm gonna go through now and redraw again, and this time I'm gonna push things just a little bit more even. Not more even, I'm gonna push them even more, is what I should say. There, I want to push that jaw so it feels like it's coming out just a little bit more. There we go. He's got that kind of look on his face. A grumpy fox, man, I like it.
And somebody suggested that his other eye that's not being covered by the monocle have an eye patch.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm afraid the eye patch is going to kill some of the expression, especially if you've got a monocle in there. There's just a lot of props on the head.
Really busy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna avoid that. Now I also want to avoid a tangent, so I'm going to. Do I want to bring? I'm gonna bring that down here.
Someone wrote show some teeth, and another immediately after said make a tooth coming out maybe.
Let's see.
Like maybe a lower tooth coming out.
I could do it this way. Like that. Just indicates a little bit of tooth. Actually, I like that. I'm just going to leave it very subtle like this. I'm going to switch it back again. Yeah, this feels good. I like this, you guys. I'm going to go through it one more time and really refine it one more time.
Have you ever done any voice acting? You would do great. Very listenable voice.
I've done voice acting in the films that I've made, where I've done what's called scratch recording, which is just a temporary acting for the storyboards until we get the real actor in there. So I've done some of that, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. What's that, Dustin?
I remember being part of those projects. Those were fun.
Dustin's done it as well. So here we go. So there's a grumpy fox. He's really mad at the lazy brown dog. The dapper. There we go.
Can you draw a really drunk duck in the background being thrown out by a cricket?
No. No, I can't. Talk about being specific.
A drunk duck getting kicked out by a cricket. Like, how
What?
is that supposed to work?
All right.
It kind of looks like.
I got a YouTube question. How do you reflect human anatomy into anthropomorphic characters without losing the structure or characteristics that make up the animal in the first place? For me, it's finding that blend between the two. I think about the anatomy comparatively. Like our arms are the same as the front legs, and those are the same parts of the anatomy. So then I try to find a blend of the two together. That's how I do it. Now hands can get kind of funny.
This is Robin Hood. This is the Robin Hood fox after a few years.
Yes.
I actually think this is the fox from Zootopia after a couple of years.
Yeah. There we go.
Or maybe he needs a bow tie and some.
Oh, a bow tie
argyle,
sounds interesting.
Since he's old and dapper.
Bow tie is
Argyle,
interesting.
Argyle.
Yeah, argyle.
What's argyle again?
It's the pattern. It's the little diamond patterns.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I give them a little saggy. Just a little bit saggy. Bow tie. Kind of like that.
I wonder if Zootopia will make another one. Aren't they making a Zootopia too?
I don't know.
I heard they have one under production. I know they're doing a Frozen sequel.
Oh yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah, I think they're doing a Zootopia sequel.
I don't like this. Gotta bring that back in there. There we go.
What happened if an in-betweener got to in-between an animation that is too rough?
Well, the in-betweeners usually don't get. You're thinking of an assistant. It's the assistant that would get it. And if it's too rough, it just gets sent back to the animator. So that would happen every once in a while, not very often.
Do you have a specific brush to color, make the lights?
I'll probably use this one. I'm just trying to get a little feel for that paw right now. I don't know if I want to do that. Really knock this back. Knock this one back. I've got lots of layers on this one already. I'm gonna really refine it. How do you? Oh, that's one of Nick's. Nick already asked me that.
Can you draw a drunk hamster crawling out of his mug?
No. There, now I can get really specific with his look. He should have a tweed waistcoat or jacket. Yes, I just need reference for that. It's not something I draw out of my head, so I got to pull that up.
What do you think about the animation in the Prince of Egypt?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I think it was great. Directed by Brenda Chapman. who is also the head of story on The Lion King. Also directed Brave, and is currently directing a live-action film.
Is Prince of Egypt the guy? Was the company that made Prince of Egypt the same that
DreamWorks?
Yeah, because I think they did the other anime movie Sinbad.
Yes, they did. So I'm just kind of clearing it, putting in the details here.
And how was your last trip, by the way?
My last trip, to Japan was awesome. Yeah, actually, I should tell you guys about that. So my last trip, I just got back from Japan 2 days ago, and I'm very much jet lagging, but it was a great trip, and I love doing these trips where I get to meet. It's one thing to do them domestically here in the United States, but to be able to go out and see some of the folks that follow us in other countries, that's really fun for us. And we did a lot of this basically in Japan. We were coming up with characters, and I was talking about some of my design principles, and did some animation demos. It was great. We really had a great time, and I ate some great food. One of the other things I love about going overseas is just eating things that I don't normally eat.
So have you gone to any conventions like Comic-Con? And are you planning on doing any in the future?
Comic-Con, no, not so much. Comic-Con isn't really our audience. But we are going to go to CTN this year. CTN is happening in Burbank, California, which is a big animation seminar.
And that's kind of something that we're starting to do as a yearly thing, is to go into that.
Yes.
That one.
So here I'm just tying down a little bit more. Some fur coming out here.
So is that pipe going to be a wooden or a corn cob pipe?
Probably corn cob. Maybe, no, I think I'm going to make it wooden because that would be more dapper. And I'm trying to think of that jaw underneath the fur back here. There, grumpy old fox.
What are your thoughts about the live action films being shaped on animated films?
I like it. As long as they're bringing something new. Our animated films that these are being based on are, most of them are 25, pushing 30 years old now. And I think that's okay. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to put my phone on silent. And I think with Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast, they brought something new to it, and I like that. French cuffs for the shirt arms. What are the French cuffs? Are those the frillies? I guess that's frilly.
Maybe. I can't remember.
I'm sure it is.
I don't know much about fashion. He is the older version of Todd. All we need now is copper.
I think it's like that. Little frills. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like that. And Erica Bay says, looking forward to CTN Expo again.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Okay, so I'm getting this laid in. That feels pretty good. Arrgh. Let me turn on, at least get the bottom of the mug laid in there. There
I've
we
been
go.
doing Inktober and working on an animation project. I'm drawing about 8 hours a day, and my wrist is killing me. Has that ever happened to you? And have you figured out a way to rest it while still being able to draw? I try to draw my entire arm, but small details are geared towards my wrist.
You might be just gripping it really hard. Oh, those are French cuffs. Now I see it. Thank you. French cuffs for the shirt arms. I see it now. I see it. Um, you might just be gripping. I'm going to simplify them though.
Gripping the pen too tight?
Yeah, you might be gripping everything too tight, which I've been prone to do in the past, and you'll end up hurting your arms, hurting your wrists, down the road. There we go. Saucing like that.
Have you seen the new live action Aladdin teaser? And if so, what do you think of it?
It's a teaser, so for me, it's hard to tell. I'm holding my judgment back. I can't tell I can't tell.
I heard that for the voice for the Cave of Wonders, they're actually bringing back the original voice for the Cave of Wonders from the old animated Aladdin.
Oh yeah.
And for Genie, they're casting Will Smith as the Genie.
Yes, I did hear that.
I wonder how that's going to be.
I think I'm going to go with 3 fingers.
For his vest or sweater, will this be a pullover or a sweater vest with buttons?
I'm thinking it's just a vest with buttons.
Just a pullover?
No, a vest with buttons, not a pullover.
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3.
Were you in Tokyo when you came to Japan?
I was in Tokyo and I was in Osaka. Let's do this.
I think he should have a Scottish type pattern on his vest.
Well, I'll give him some plaid. Other people want tweed. Let's see. I'll figure something out.
We're going to make him look like he's in a lift in Scotland.
All right. I've got to stop drawing. I've been on this for almost an hour and I'm still just drawing.
Chelsea Henry asks, is there any events coming up in Florida where we can meet you in person?
Nothing in Florida. Nothing. We're not having anything coming up anytime soon, but we'll be working on it. We'll work on trying to get something.
And we will be at CTN in California, but other than that.
Yeah.
We rarely ever do events here in Florida.
But we're going to try to remedy that. We're going to try to do some stuff.
Nick's
all right,
got a few
I'm
things
going
for you.
Oh, Nick question. One of the writers of the original Aladdin expressed some concern that they are using his exact dialogue in the new trailer, and yet he is unlikely to ever see any compensation. Thoughts? Oh, I don't know. For someone to be that concerned about a little piece of dialogue like that, I don't know. I think it's petty. So that's my opinion. I think it's petty. Several comments. Need some crinkly old man whiskers. Foxes have whiskers too. We'll do it like that. Now, I'm gonna start coloring. First thing I'm gonna do is get some of that nice orange color to him.
A person asked about the Tokyo trip. Said totally missed out. Osaka must have been nice.
Osaka was great. Yeah, I love Osaka. We took the express train, the bullet train from Tokyo down to Osaka, which is always awesome because the train goes 186 miles an hour. So it's going almost 200 miles an hour. It's a great way to get anywhere in Japan because you get to see the countryside somewhat, even though it's whizzing by so fast. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Can you imagine if places like LA or New York had bullet trains?
Well,
like that?
they've been talking about trying to do it, but no one can get their stuff together and get it done. They've been talking about doing it here in Orlando as well and connecting Miami and Orlando. But no one seems to want it to go through their town. The Japanese have it, and boy, they love it, and it's going and it's so efficient, on time. It's great.
It would be fun to experience that.
It would. So I'm just quickly doing this here. I probably should have more prop stuff in the background, but I need to pull that up. But I like his attitude. There's something in his attitude that I'm having fun with.
How was your time at the Wacom Academy in Brazil?
Oh, it was great. We had a really good time. We hit different schools, a couple of different schools, and had a really good turnout. The one night we had over 500 people in the audience, and really great response from everybody. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Will you do more animal tutorials like giraffe, hippos, whales, etc.?
Yes, I will be doing more animal tutorials for sure. I'm going to give him blue eyes. I think those blue eyes against the orange will just pop, which I think is kind of cool. Also, I'm trying to remember, I got to pull up on here. Bum, bum, bum. I need to do a search. Red fox. I'm trying to remember where the markings come up to. That's what I thought. They come right up along the bottom right there. So let's do this, shall we?
Do you guys have a place we can check to see where you'll be attending events?
Not currently. We don't have anything like that. That's a really good idea, actually. We should start doing something like that. Usually we get an event coming up and then we just kind of announce where we're going to be. A lot of the events that we're doing have been closed events. They're private, which is kind of a bummer. But that being said, we're definitely going to start doing more of our own. And coming up, we're going to be in Europe coming up in April. Pretty much almost the whole month of April. So if you're in Europe, we might be able to see you there.
We should just have a website link specifically towards where you'll be, and we'll just put a tracker on you. We'll just make it a Google Map thing,
Yeah.
so they'll see exactly where you are at all times.
Yeah. There we go. So I'm getting some nice markings there.
What is the best Wacom that you would use?
The best Wacom? I like any of their big Cintiqs. I really love them.
Like the one you're currently using?
Like the one I'm currently using. Right now what I'm using is a 27-inch Cintiq. They're coming out with a 32-inch Cintiq, which I'm going to get. I just used, if you can't afford the big ones, when I was in Japan, I used a 16-inch, and I didn't think I was going to like it because I like having, working big, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Got to get back to Nick. Nick says, actually, the Brightline train from Orlando to Miami is now open. Yeah, I know, but I thought it was supposed to be a high-speed train. I thought they were talking about doing like a really fast bullet train at one time between the two areas. Nick.
Have you ever drawn an anime character?
I've never drawn an anime character. I have not.
Have you drawn reptiles like crocodile, python,
Oh, sure.
anaconda, gator?
Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, sure.
Let's give him... There we go, a little brown pipe. Put down your pipe and smoke it.
Oh, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Will you be in Germany?
We're not sure yet. Not sure. I'm going to give him a white shirt, a white collar, and because I'm liking the blue complements, I think I'm going to go with a blue tie, just to see how it looks for now. It might pop too much, but I'm graying it down a little bit.
Well, so Nick Rogue's saying that it's a high-speed train on your.
It is a high-speed train.
So it's not a bullet train, but it is a high-speed train.
Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha, Nick.
Although I think bullet trains would be much faster, though it would be a bit risky with all the hurricanes coming through Florida and all that.
All right. Now let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and keep him in a white shirt.
How would you picture a 2D traditional animation revival?
What? A 2D traditional animation revival. I'm not sure what that means. If you're talking about, how would I picture that?
Like, how do you think that the 2D animation would make a comeback to the big screen?
Oh, revival. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Um, I don't know. I think it's got to be different than what we've done in the past. It definitely has to be that. It has to be different. We can't keep doing big Disney-esque musicals, and I think it's got to be something new, something we've never seen before. And I'm not saying adult-oriented, because a lot of people say, hey, we should be doing more adult-themed animation. I don't think that's the answer. I think family entertainment is still where it's at for animation. But I'm just not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm going to go brown. Do I want to go brown or darker gray on the vest? And then I'm going to do the argyle on top of that. Or tweed. Tweed should be brown. Yeah, I'm going to go brown. I was wrong. Through the Orlando leg is opening 2021. It currently runs from Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, see, I told you, Nick.
Told you, Nick.
Wow, Nick admitted that he was wrong. That's amazing.
That's like, oh my god. Yeah, so it doesn't, like when you said, doesn't mean to be only for adults. Somebody wrote, LMAO sausage party.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't understand the point of that. I mean, it's a funny movie. I just didn't think it's all right.
They didn't need the ending part of sausage party.
Well, they
went overboard.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if that's debatable, but I mean, I just don't know if you want to make money, which is we're in the business of making money in anime and entertainment, and especially if you're going to be spending 70 or 80 million dollars to make a movie, you're going to want to at least recoup twice that in order to make some kind of profit. And I just don't know that they were able to do it. They may have. I'm sure you can look up the profitability of the movie and see where it's at. But that's just not my thing.
I think it'd be really cool, just thinking about it now, is like, how Disney's reviving all these 2D animated features into live action and all that. I think it'd be interesting to revive to bring back like old like the older animation like Last Unicorn and Fire and Ice, and revising them into a modern 2D animation.
Yeah, you could. I mean, I can definitely see an appeal in that. For me, I want to do something that's never been seen before, something completely new.
But the thing though is that when you say that, but just about nearly everything's already been done. So
Well, it's there's still room for creativity. You know, it's there's only 12 chords or 12 notes on a in music, but you know, there's an infinite number of compositions you can come up with in music.
yeah.
I think it's the same thing with visual arts.
What's your favorite part of the creative process?
Um, I don't know. I like it all. I think obviously the concept part is a lot of fun. Sitting here coming up with this character was a lot of fun. And us talking about it. Uh, I really, I don't know. I love the whole process itself. Give him my cane over here. I'm going to give him I've got a lot of dark browns and I want to get something a little brighter, so I'm going to go with a more light amber colored beer rather than a Guinness, I think.
Ah,
I know.
really?
But yeah, because I've already got a lot of dark in there, and it's just I want to brighten it up.
You're giving him a light beer.
I know. He's drinking like an American.
You're drinking like America with
American.
Bud Light or Corona or some stuff.
There we go.
I have your brushes. Do you have any advice on which brush should be used at each stage of the painting?
It's whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, I I experiment with my brushes all the time, just trying different things. So it really is just whatever you're comfortable with. There's our grumpy fox. First layout. Kind of fun. I'm going to turn that one off. There we go. That feels a little better like that.
That should be green or red.
Green or red?
Yeah, I would say like a dark forest green.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, somebody said green or red, but I'm
How
saying
about
more specific, like a forest green.
well, we wanted to do Argyle. Let me look up a nice Argyle pattern. Bum, bum, bum.
Actually, uh, like a dark green vest with a red bow tie.
Everybody's a critic. Everybody's a critic. Got quiet there all of a sudden. Let me go images. Yes, I want to go Argyle with it.
Argyle?
Argyle.
What's Argyle?
We were just talking about that, butthead. We were talking about Argyle.
Oh, duh. It's to me, it's such a forgetful word. It's such a random word, Argyle. It's Argyle is just basically a diamond pattern.
Yes, it's a diamond pattern.
Why just say that? Why say such?
Because it's called
word?
Argyle.
I would just say diamond pattern. It's easier.
See if I can do this. Because I've got to get it to distort over the...
Are our brushes usable in Photoshop CS5?
They should be, yeah. What's going on? That's weird. All of a sudden it's drawing really bizarre.
You ever do commission sketches?
No. I do not. I'm going to turn that layer off.
It's a room full of backseat painters here.
Yeah, this is acting. My brush is acting weird all of a sudden. You know, you know what we should do? Let's save it. Let's do that.
That would be a good idea.
Red Fox, Grumpy. Save. I don't know why all of a sudden
It just does not want to behave now.
yeah, my brush is acting very weird. Something happened.
It's going whoopsie daisy.
I'm going to quit out of Photoshop and come back up again.
Oh no.
There we go. There we go. You can see
just be careful of showing whatever you're showing on the main screen because everybody can see it.
I don't have anything that I'm ashamed of. Never do. All right, there's our fox. There's our fox. Let's give him a little bit of.
How's the acting for animation coming along?
It's actually coming along great. That's my big thing that I'm going to be focusing on coming up here in the next few weeks while I'm home. That is exactly what I'm going to be focusing on.
How's the acting for the animation coming along?
Ha 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 ha. It's doing it again. Well, I don't understand what's going on. I might need to restart.
So your site froze a couple of times. So maybe the
Something really weird is going on with my Photoshop. It's really, I don't understand it.
Try do you have any software running in the background?
It's just all of a sudden doing this. I don't know what it is.
You might be losing memory as you're adding information to the painting, so you might need to.
I'm going to change the size. I shouldn't have that problem though.
Or you could just quit out of certain apps like Google or your pictures because you probably have at least 50 things up by now.
No, I don't. I hit something somewhere. That didn't help anything. Very strange. Very, very strange. Very, very, very strange. Let's see here. So we've got this guy. I want to add shadows next. There's Nick calling me. Hello, Nick. Hello, Nick. Hey. Oh, where is that? Oh, is that what I hit? Okay, thank you. I must have hit that by accident. All right, bye. Smoothing. Smoothing was on. I didn't realize it.
Oh.
I don't know if that's it. Was that it? Was that the issue? Was that actually the issue?
One way to find out.
That was the issue. Nick got it. Oh, I got to go back to deep thoughts. Oh, smooth is on. Turn smoothing off. Turn smoothing off. I didn't have that up. I hit it by accident or something. I didn't realize it was on. All of a sudden, it wasn't working for me, man. Tim on YouTube says smooth is on.
Here's somebody over here in all caps, top left-hand corner.
Hey, I teach this stuff.
It's set to dissolve. I can see it.
That's funny.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Oh yeah, especially me. Now I've never quite understood the reason for smoothing. I don't get that, but anyway, that's just me. And knock that back. Smoothing. Smoothing. Hey, you want to go smoothing?
So is that a cane or a chair?
That's a cane. I haven't brought it all the way around. You gotta, I'll draw the rest of it in just a little bit here. I'm just throwing in just a generic background for now. There should be like pub stuff on the walls and all that. I just don't have, I don't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right.
Have you used the Book Force by Michael Matassi?
The what?
The Book Force?
The Book Force. I don't know what that is. No. So I'm going to add some shadows now. Get some shadows right over his eyes. Actually, you know, I want to go with warm shadows. I don't want these shadows to gray out the what I've got here. So I'm going to go with warm shadows.
First, I was asking about the Book Force. It says that it's a great book about gestures.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
What is your favorite animal to draw?
I love big animals. So I like big predators. So I like big cats to draw. I like you know, bears. Obviously, I've done a lot of bears.
You've done a lot of lions and bears.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying. Believe that bear was wearing people's clothes. Actually, I think that would be a really fun to do next. A bear wearing, like an actual bear wearing people's clothes.
Yeah. Sort of like a fox wearing people's clothes.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just drawing in some of the shadow areas.
Do you have a published book with art that you've done in it?
No, I don't. We are working on an art of book, or planning it. We just haven't gotten to it. We've got so many other things that we've been trying to do. We just haven't had a chance to finish it. So we are in the process of wanting to put together an art of book. There's a couple of books that are out. Like there's a book called Endangered. Here it is. In danger. This book right here, and this one has this is put on by my friends at Expedition Art, and we got together a whole bunch of artists and did 100 different paintings of different animals that are threatened, and I've got a few paintings in there. But as far as having an actual book of my work right now, no, I don't have that right now.
You said there are plans for one in the future, right?
Yes, we are shooting for that.
Did you already drew a dragon?
I have done a dragon in a past live stream. That I have. So here as I'm drawing in textures and shadows, or as I'm drawing in shadows, I am trying to paint in the texture of the fur as well. because the fur itself is going to be creating shadows, and that's where you get the texture. So that's what I'm trying to do here.
I honestly didn't know bears and dogs were distant relations. Saw that in a video of yours today.
Yes, they are distant, very distant, but they are very distantly related. But that's why you'll look at different parts of their body, like the nose, and they're very similar in shape.
Would you consider making motion graphics in After Effects qualify me as an animator? I really want to be one.
Well, if you feel you are one, then that's great. I mean, it depends on how you consider an animator. For me, an animator is someone that does character animation. That's why I think of an animator. Um, and if you do that, then but I mean, if you other people think differently than that, so it doesn't matter what I think. If you feel like you're an animator, then doggone it, you're an animator.
Do you have advice on line weight? How do you decide where it should be thicker?
Often, usually like the shadow side of things, I tend to make heavier. And then the light areas, I tend to go lighter on the, and if it's lighter on the line weight. And if it's just a small change in contour, then I'll go lighter. If it's a major area, then I'll go darker. Um, and after a while, it just starts becoming kind of intuitive as well. So, yeah, that's the best thing I can say. There. Okay. So we're getting some shadows, nice shadows happening here. But he's gonna, there we go.
Which would be closer to bears, wolves or dogs?
Well, wolves and dogs are genetically the same, basically. So, they're wolves and dogs are the same species.
So basically,
Well, not
bears
same,
pretty
not
much
yeah. They
to both of them equally.
yeah. Now, I would think that technically wolves are closer because dogs have been bred further away from wolves. So I would guess that a wolf would be closer. But you got to remember when I say they're distantly related, I mean they're distantly related. I mean they're very distantly related. Their common ancestors are way, way, way. You have to go way back to find a common ancestor. There we go. Adding shadow to the shirt here.
But what color are you currently using?
I'm using like an orange, a toned down orange, because I want to keep my shadows warm. And let the body's going to cast a shadow across the arm there.
And same question, are you doing shadows with a multiply layer?
Yes, so I've got everything set to multiply, and I'm creating shadows on the multiply layer. Yes.
How many lines have you drawn?
Lions?
Yes.
At least 7. How many lions have I drawn?
Bow.
I've
A lot.
a lot.
A lot.
So that's the shadow being cast by his arm coming down. There, so we're getting a nice sense of light.
Have you ever animated a wild mythological character like Medusa? That seems like a lot of appendages to keep track of.
You're right. No, I haven't. And that is. I think that would be really hard. There we go. Just getting some light in there. Maybe a little. I gotta get a little bit of things there. There we go. I'm just going really fast at this point. There. Got a nice little grumpy fox going. I think we lost Nick. I think we lost him.
Yeah. There's a grumpy old fox. Get died on me, pub.
Gotta put a shadow on the pipe. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Oh, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
And it's got to cast a shadow across his lip. All right, all right. Let's do another layer, and I'm going to set that to overlay. And I'm going to grab a somewhat warmer color. And now I am going to paint the light in, just like we did with the shadow, but now I'm doing it with the light.
We had a bandwidth hiccup, but I think it's back to normal.
Okay. All right, so are we fine then?
For now.
All right. Well, then I'm just going to keep on working. So I'm painting in some of the light areas now, and then we're going to go even lighter with it, with the opaques.
Would the pipe cast a shadow you would see, or would it blend in unnoticeable?
Oh, it's casting a shadow. Oh, it's not going to cast a shadow down below. Nick's there.
Hi, Nick.
So I'm just coming through and hitting some of these areas. That's already lit.
Have you ever used your work in an interactive way, like a game? Cuphead is one that comes to mind. It was a shooter with 1930s style animation.
Yeah, I know Cuphead. Now, the only thing I've ever done in a video game was back after Lion King, Sega had the Lion King video game and the Aladdin video game, and I was in between projects, and so I helped out and animated some of the character loops, some of the action that they, some of their zero poses and things like that for those games.
Were those the games that Austin and I used to play with when we were little?
I think so.
Little handhelds.
No, I think they were for TV. I don't think we ever had them. There we go.
Do you remember certain games where it was like, I think it was like, I had one for Lion King, I had one for...
Well, maybe you're right then. Yeah, maybe you're right. So I'm just going through and hitting very loosely because I want to finish this up. Oh, I didn't finish the shadows on him, on that hand.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's not good.
They were also on Super Nintendo as well. That's what Nick just said. Did you have Super Nintendo?
No, the first console we ever had in the house was the 64. Nintendo 64.
Oh, gotcha.
But
I can't remember that
Sega
stuff.
was not.
Sega!
The portable I had was the Lion King and the Star Wars. The Star Wars one was like the Millennium, was shaped like the Millennium Falcon, and it was the Millennium Falcon. You just had to dodge asteroids and all this stuff. It was lots of fun.
That's cool.
First actual console was Nintendo 64, and then a few years later, the Game Boys came out.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to create a new layer on top here, and I'm going to go with it even brighter, super bright, and I'm going to go in and hit some of my details here. These are all just regular opaque. This is just regular opaque. Painting over the top. Hitting the highlights.
Have you played Cuphead or know the gents who worked on that?
No, I've never played it, and no, I don't know the gents that worked on it. I'd like to know them because I think it's pretty brilliant.
I personally have not played it, though. I'm thinking of getting at some point in the future. And we did meet a few of the animators that were part of it at last year's CTN, and we're looking forward to seeing them again this year. So
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yeah. But we haven't actually met the people that were the masterminds behind the game.
No. So here I'm just hitting like little highlight areas of where that a fur might catch little highlights. There. Grumpy old bastard.
He just wants to enjoy his pint.
There.
Have you used watercolor pen brush?
Yes, I have. It's pretty interesting. I like it. It's pretty cool. I'm going to go a little bit more orange in here. So I'm just emphasizing some of these planes just a little bit.
On the iPad, have you ever used the app called Procreate?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, we're going to be creating a course in the future on Procreate. Absolutely. I love Procreate. There we go. I'm going to come in here and just really go bright with some of this. Super, super bright. Might be too bright here.
How much have you studied shadows? What is the best way to do that?
The best way to study shadows is to draw from life. You've got to draw from life. That's the only thing. That's the only way you can. Oops, what am I doing here? That's not what I want. Coloring in the wrong thing. The only way to get to master light and shadow is to draw from life, and then you get a sense of how it really works, and then you can start creating it yourself. Here I want to get a little bit of lighter, warmer blue. Get it right across the top. Actually, way up here.
What should a beginner artist start with to study?
Drawing from life, and I would say, you know, drawing nature, drawing humans, drawing animals, you know, anything. The key for a beginning artist is to draw, start getting a sense of what the world looks like and translating that rather than what you think. Draw what you see and not what you think, and it's breaking that habit. And then you know, after a while, it becomes more second nature.
And what did you eat in Sao Paulo that you liked the most?
Really good beef.
Beef.
Yeah, very, very good beef.
Beef sounds good.
Yeah, they had some really good beef down there. So I'm going to go with a nice bright highlight right there on that nose. Right there. Maybe a little bit of a highlight right there and a little bit of a highlight right there. Arr. Liking this. Let's go even brighter. We'll hit some little shiny.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Would lighter highlights in the beard be too much?
Oh, we're going to put some lighter highlights in there. Faux show. Just hitting a couple of brighter lights along here. Notice as I go lighter and I go darker, I'm using less and less. You want to just make sure you just are using your most extreme values as little accents. There we go.
How do you know what color to use when it comes to warm and cold?
Well, I'm thinking in those terms. I'm thinking of warm and cool. So, you know, anything in the red, orange, yellow spectrum, that's going to be those are going to be your warms. Anything in the green, blue spectrums are going to be your cools. Let's give him a little bit of bounced light. Coming off of his jaw here. A little bit of reflected light. Let's go a little brighter with it.
Ready for another question?
Even on his lip a little bit. Yeah.
How do you combat drawing things that you don't want to draw, but know you need to draw? I haven't much of an interest in life drawing, but draw fantasy work all the time. I know I can improve by drawing from life, but I lose motivation when I start.
I don't know what to tell you. If you're not motivated, I don't know what to tell you. It's, you know, I love life drawing because it helps me with all my other drawing. I don't know. I've never had that problem. You know, I mean, just thinking about what the motivation is, you know, to get better. Hopefully, that's going to give you the inspiration to push that a little bit harder to, you know, to do those exercises that you need to do. I'm going to get a little bit of reflection of the sky in his eye right here and right here.
Are you often drawing overnight or stay up?
I used to do a lot of all-nighters when I was young. I don't do it anymore.
That was back when you were in Disney, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Back in the day, I did, but not anymore. I'm too old for that. I value my sleep.
What are your tech specs on your computer?
I don't know. Can you tell them?
I can't remember.
I don't know what my tech specs are. Nick knows.
The specs are alright.
Purposely said that.
Yes, I did. You know me, I'm the PC guy.
So, yeah, so I'm just spending time rendering the head right now. Whoops. I wonder what a little reflected, like, rim light on the back side of them would look like. I'm going to try that just to see. Go with a little blue-gray. That's kind of light. Wonder if it would look good. Like it's reflecting off of the... He's getting a little rim light off the back of his head. I'm going to go even brighter with it. Periscope question. Do I like watching musicals? And if yes, which is my favorite? I like some musicals. I'm actually a pretty big Baz Luhrmann fan. I like Baz Luhrmann, so I loved Moulin Rouge. I liked Romeo and Juliet.
Was Romeo and Juliet a musical?
Yeah.
You mean Moulin Rouge?
Yeah, Moulin Rouge was good, but they didn't. Wasn't Romeo and Juliet a musical? Didn't they?
Nope.
Wasn't Baz Luhrmann?
Mm,
I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong. I know it was all. Well, maybe you're right. I thought it was Baz Luhrmann though, but so maybe I'm just thinking Baz Luhrmann and just categorizing it as a. I think he did do it though.
well, he did do Romeo and Juliet, the Leonardo DiCaprio, but
Yeah.
it wasn't really a musical.
Gotcha.
It was just a modernized take of
Yeah, you're right.
of the movie. But Moulin Rouge, that was a musical.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And yeah, Moulin Rouge is one of my top favorite musicals, though. The recent one, The Greatest Showman.
I know you like that one too, huh?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't?
No.
Oh my god.
It was Baz Luhrmann. It had musical numbers, but not a full musical. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
So here I'm adding this kind of blue rim lighting that adds a little drama, some nice fun color, reflected in the fur.
I kind of like Mamma Mia.
I've never seen Mamma Mia.
I have, and I rather enjoy it. It's one of my guilty pleasures.
Well, I know the girls here love it. There we go. Get a little reflection light through there. Maybe a little bit off the foam.
It's an inspiration watching you draw. Who is your inspiration to watch draw?
Oh, geez, I've got lots of. Glenn Keane is probably my favorite. I talk about Glenn Keane a lot, but to watch him draw is just magical. He's so inspiring to watch draw. So I'm trying to get some variations of light and everything without having reference in front of me. I should normally have a little bit of reference, but that's okay for today.
Your voice is, oh my god, it's so cute.
All right, I'm going to try again with the Argyle. I'm just going to go with the dark brown, see what happens.
So what are you going to be for Halloween this year?
I'm going to be the guy handing out candy. I'm a curmudgeon when it comes to holidays.
It's so boring.
But I'm the house that hands out the full-size candy bars.
Yeah, I remember last year we had towers upon towers of candy.
I know, that one was a mistake. I made the mistake of giving my daughter my credit card to go get the candy, and I said, just get whatever you think.
By the end of the night, we were giving away full boxes of candy. We were like, just take the whole box. And they're like, what? And they're like full-size Hershey bars or Reese's cups. It's like, just take them all. We don't care.
I was the coolest dude in the neighborhood. How do you prevent eye fatigue? Get up and walk away. Look at something else for a while. Because your eyes are focused in, at that 1 foot mark for such a long time. And it helps to get up and just look away.
I hope this is not a rude question, but has Disney ever asked you to collaborate with them on temporal projects, or did you say farewell to them for good?
No, Disney doesn't really collaborate. They have their studio, they have the people in their studio, and that's how it works. So when I said goodbye, I pretty much said goodbye for good. But But I mean, you know, we ended everything really nicely, and everything was great.
They've come to you for
Not quite
for
sure
a
how
few
that's a
things.
rude question. What's that?
They've come to you for a few things, like the whole thing with the Lion King book at
Yes.
first.
I'll put that there. There we go. Yeah, the Lion King book, and but that wasn't feature animation.
Right. But it's just that you have collaborated with Disney.
Yeah, I mean,
With
I've done some
course.
stuff with Disney in the past. You know, outside of what I was doing when I was there. So yeah, trying to keep very loose with this. I'm screwing it up. There we go. Keeping it loose. Keeping it loose.
What is your thinking process about choosing the background color or texture? If you've already answered this, I'll watch it watch on the YouTube later.
No, no, no. For this, I specifically did it kind of a blue like this to play off of the orange of the fox's fur.
To make it clash and pop more.
Yeah, to make the fox pop out. There we go.
Which is easier for you, traditional or digital? I find it takes me much longer to do digital work.
Oh no, to me, digital is easier for sure. Um, Once I got, now that I've gotten the hang of it, I find it much more forgiving. I'm much more experimental with my digital work.
Yeah, yeah. I think to me, digital is much more forgiving.
Yeah. I'm just going in very quickly, very loosely now.
Did you ever struggle with coming home and working on your own stuff after 8 hours in front of a computer while working? If so, how'd you cope with that?
Well, back in the day, I was never working in front of a computer. Back in the day that I was working on my own stuff, I was working on pencil and paper. Uh, but I just was very disciplined. I wanted to have a career painting, also painting. And so this is when Dustin and Austin, my son and my daughter were young. I would come home and we would have dinner. I would play with them. I'd read them stories. I'd bathe them, put them to bed. And then starting at 9 o'clock every night, I'd start my paintings. And I would work until I got tired. And I did that for years. And during that time, that's when I was showing in galleries, and I had to do it in order to stay. And I wanted to keep that part of my life going.
Are there gonna be any bubbles in the beer, or is it gonna be just flat?
Well, there's foam on top right now. I mean,
Is there
that's
gonna be like any little bubbles or anything inside the beer, or
like showing up.
yeah?
I could do a few bubbles.
Bloop, bloop.
Bloop, bloop. There we go. Little bits of shininess there.
Make it glisten.
Glisten. Glisten. Hey, glisten.
Hey, glisten.
Uh,
A lot of hardcore gamers will get that reference.
is that bad?
Huh?
Is that bad?
No, it's just there's a there's a character in a really popular, really famous game called Zelda.
Uh-huh.
And it's a little fairy that follows you everywhere. And every time like something important comes up, the fairy goes, "Hey, listen!" And all of a sudden, it's a little text of like, "Be careful here, be careful there." You, but what's so funny about it is that it happens like every 10 to 15 minutes. So every 10 to 15 minutes, you walk through a new place, all of a sudden, "Hey, listen!"
Alright, so I'm going to do a little reflected light, like right here.
Yes, the specific
Actually, I'm going to go cooler.
Ocarina of Time.
Gotcha. So here I'm creating a little reflected light coming off of the floor.
Are you going to be adding
imagining the background being cool. The what?
Are you going to be adding any details to the cane, or is it just going to be a simple...
I'm just going to keep it simple for right now. Because I am running out of steam here.
Running out of momentum.
Our grumpy fox. I got to come up with some smoke, you know.
You can go comedic with that and make it make them bubbles like a like a bubbly pipe.
There we go. That's my smoke brush.
Nice.
You like
Nice
that? You like that?
I think we approve. I think we like that.
Blur out that background. Just a bit. Hey, Shay.
Hey, Shay.
That's a grumpy fox.
Just a grumpy old fox enjoying his pint of Guinness.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to render just a little bit more.
Would you mind a little bit zooming on the face, so we can see how the textures have come together?
Still working on them just a little bit, but hold on one second. There we go.
Oh, it's all said and done.
You can see, I mean, you can really see the texture of my brush in there, but as I pull out, you can see a little better. Actually, right in here, I want to get some of that reflected light. I want to get that right in there, off of that jaw. There we go.
There we go.
There. I'm going to go back.
Will you be watching any horrors? If so, do you guys have a favorite?
Any horrors?
Horror movies?
Oh. I'm not a huge horror fan.
Me either.
I know you're not. No, me neither. No.
I don't like scary stuff.
I mean, I watch some. I like smart horror movies. I love the movie The Others. You know, things like that, where they're leading you down a path that you don't. You know, it's a surprise at the end. You know, The Orphanage, the Spanish one, The Orphanage, I thought was fantastic and really creepy.
I'm personally more into sci-fi stuff, so like the Aliens franchise, Predators.
Sci-fi is my favorite.
Also zombie stuff.
Sorry about the yawn there.
No worries.
I'm still jet lagging bad, man. I feel like my eyes are full of sand. Comment, please put a silver band around the cane so it doesn't look like a chair. Gotcha. Well, I've got to, I got to finish out the cane. I haven't finished it yet. I've got to do, I'll just do this. I'm just going to paint right over the top.
Shouldn't the value change more under his jaw?
The what?
The value, shouldn't it change more under the jaw?
It could. Under the jaw.
Does it get darker or something under there?
I'm not sure what they're saying, but I'll look at it in just a second. After I do the cane enable.
Of all the movies I've seen lately, Tag has been the funniest one.
How many times have you seen Tag?
Oh, I've probably watched at least 5 times by now.
Yeah.
In the past few weeks.
That's funny. Actually, I'm going to put that silver band on there.
I don't even own and watch. Time's a construct.
Do I want to do that? Like that? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's currently 1:51. We've been at it for about almost 2 hours now.
Yep, I'll be done in just a second. For what we're doing, it's...
Some of the folks over here were asking how long the stream has been going for, like for the guys that just hopped in here.
Oh. There's a little cane there. We'll just do it like that.
Question. Last stream, you mentioned a workshop in Manchester for November or December. Is that workshop open to the public? If so, where can we purchase tickets?
It is not, unfortunately. I'm doing that for a private company, but we will be back at a later date where it will be open to the public. But I'm not sure where the tickets can be purchased yet. But as soon as I know, I'll let you know.
And how do you start successful character designs? What do you think of while making a character?
First of all, I need to know the character. I want to know... Hold on. Before I ever start drawing, I read the character. I'll talk to the director if there's a director involved. If it's my own story, I write the character thoroughly before I start designing it. And that's where it begins. You want to, research. You want to know who that character is. Before you start drawing. The more you know, the better off you're going to be. You're going to have more information to start drawing from. That sort of thing. I'm just giving him some texture under his chin. Someone had mentioned it maybe being darker down there. I thought, oh, it could probably be a little darker. The eye over here could definitely be better. I'm going to go paint that in a little. Whoops. A little better.
And I was focusing on the comments when you're answering the Manchester thing. You're not going to Manchester till next year, right?
I'm going to Manchester December 1st.
Oh.
December 1st.
So right after
There we
CTN, we go to Manchester December 1st, and then are we going back to Manchester again next year when we're doing that?
Well, yeah, this time around it might not be a we.
I know this is just a you thing for this year.
Yeah, no, April is the we.
Is the we?
Yeah.
And that's not. Is it Manchester or is it? No, it's Dublin. Dublin then.
Yeah, but we might be in Manchester again. We're going to be in London.
London.
And we're also going to be in Spain, in Seville. All right, so I think I'm coming to a close here.
And a few people just hopped in, and just to recap, what is it that we've been working on?
Well, today was request day, and so someone came up with a dapper, grumpy fox sitting in the corner of a bar. Was it a bar or pub
sitting
or pub?
In the corner of a bar, having a pint.
Having a pint. Now, my drawing isn't as specific as the request. I just kind of have this guy drinking a beer, looking angry.
Well, it was kind of molded together by multiple requests. Like,
yeah,
one was a grumpy old fox, and another one was a dapper fox. Once we got to figure out that it's going to be a fox. And
Yeah.
then, like another person said, one needs to be drinking a pint. No one said it needs to be a cane.
Yeah.
And then it turned to like exactly what kind of pattern of a vest he's going to be wearing.
Yeah.
So this was just a whole bunch of requests, all molding into one character.
Yeah.
So.
So here I'm just putting out some random bits of fur. And I'm going to brighten up. Hit some brighter areas on that reflection, that rim lighting on him. Yeah, because I'd want to go in and add some props in the background, and you know, he just got a new beer. But this was fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's no Viking sheep. Arr. Whoops. Whoops. All right. There we go. I think that's going to call it. What do you think, Dust Butt?
I think it looks good.
He's grumpy. Arr.
Oh, he's a grumpy old fox who just wants to sit and enjoy his pint while smoking a pipe.
Smoking a pancake?
In Scotland.
Yeah. Let's do this. I'm going to do something else. Just to give it a little compositional interest. I run a shadow across the background. Run a shadow right across the background.
And somebody just hopped in and he's asking how is Snow Bear coming along?
Snow Bear is coming along. We've got my friend Lyndon Ruddy, who is currently boarding on it right now, storyboarding on it. And I don't like that shadow. I'm going to get rid of that shadow. And we'll be doing animation on it soon. I've been doing, I've done some test animation on it. But that's all it is right now, is just test animation. Our actual production animation hopefully will be hitting in the next few months. Do I want to go with that? No, don't like that either. I'm just going to leave it. It's always fun to experiment, but you never know.
And so speaking of Scotland.
Scotland!
When are you coming over here?
I don't know. Maybe when we come over in April. That would be good.
Like go to Ireland and do a quick jump over to Scotland and then go over to England or something like that?
Yeah.
That
Possibly.
sounds like a plan. Have you been using the same brush since the beginning?
Pretty much. I go between two brushes. There we go. That's pretty much it. I think this is going to be fine. This is the end of the road.
It's officially it.
Yeah. It's kind of a boring one, I think.
How much time must I spend on storyboards?
How much time should you spend on storyboards?
Yeah.
Until they're done.
Yeah, it's basically as long as it takes.
As long as it takes, yeah. That's a really.
As long as it takes to get your story solid.
Yeah, that's a really open question.
Yeah.
There's no hard answer to that. You take as long as it takes to get it right.
And all right, somebody officially returned their shopping cart. Woohoo!
All right. So I am going to call this one done. It was okay. This was fun. I really enjoyed. I felt sorry if I was a little bit out of it today. Um, Jet lagging pretty good, and just out of practice. I haven't sat here and talked with you guys and drawn in a while, but I think for what it is, it's kind of fun. Our dapper, grumpy fox, smoking a pipe.
Smoking a pipe.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a pint.
Yeah.
It almost sounds Irish a bit more than Scottish.
He can be Irish.
Aye.
Aye. I'm just hitting a few areas here.
How do you manage to sketch so much on family holidays?
I love to sketch, so I just do. I really love to sketch. So that's what I do. I'm going to take that. I'm going to double that up. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to take that and that. I'm going to put them in a folder. Then I'm going to take and repeat that folder. And turn that off. I'm going to merge that folder into one group. And then I'm going to take my smudge tool and I'm going to grab my airbrush up here, all the way up at the top, right there, the soft round. I'm going to soften a few edges here. I'm going to soften this ear. I'm going to push it out of focus. Make it feel like it's being pushed back a little bit. Maybe some of this fur back here is going to go out of focus.
Alexander Morningstar says, first time watching and I enjoyed this. Thank you for live stream.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching our live stream.
There we go. That was kind of fun.
Yeah. It's nice to get back into the groove of things.
It is. I'm just going to push some of these back that are... I'm going to rack the focus a little bit. Play with the depth of field.
So what do you think next week's live stream is going to be?
I don't know.
You want to make another request one? Or maybe a...
Yeah, we could do another request.
One, or...
Maybe animation. Animation might be fun.
Yeah. Especially since you're focusing on the acting for animation, maybe...
Yeah, doing an attitude change. One of the demonstrations that I did while I was on the road was showing how to do, how to think about your shots in a simple way and creating an attitude change, a change of mood, attitude, that sort of thing that helps improve the acting. So maybe we could do something like that.
Oh, so he says, wait. We need to name this guy. We need to name the fox.
Okay. What's his... Bill. Oh, Shaughnessy.
Shaughnessy. Well, name him Seamus.
Seamus.
Seamus the fox.
Let's pushing some of these out of focus a little better. Maybe we can do... push the saturation.
Grumpy.
Push that saturation a little bit.
Oh, so he says Hubert.
Hubert! I like Hubert.
Hubert the grumpy fox.
I like it.
You mentioned you'll be in Sevilla. Do you know
Seville.
When and where?
We don't know the specifics yet, but we're working on it. We are working on it. It's going to be sometime in April. We're hoping. All right. There we go.
Somebody else wrote McGruff.
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 There we go. All right. Done for now.
Yeah, I think Hubert I think Hubert's the official name.
You like it?
Yeah, I like Hubert. Hubert the Grumpy Fox.
There he is, Hubert the Grumpy Fox. That was fun. So I'm going to come back. We're going to do some more of these. We're going to do some Foxy McOldface.
Foxy McOldface. Foxy McOldface.
That came from Nick.
I like the sound of it.
I do too.
Mr. McOldface.
There we go. Give him a few whiskers there. Well, that was fun, you guys. Let's get together again. We're going to get back on it next week. We'll do some more live streaming. And we'll do some animation or something. But this was fun. Like I said, it was a little clunky today, but I enjoyed it. And had some fun with that. Grumpy old fox.
Grumpy old fox.
Yep, that's cool. So anyway, thanks a lot, you guys. Remember, go out and put some beauty back into the world. That's what we do as artists. And try to make someone's life a little better today. And if we do that every day, then what a great place we'll be living in. So that's what we're going to try to do. And take some of these techniques that you may have learned today, if you learned anything, and play with them. Get on your digital whatever tablet you might have and play around with it and see what you can come up with. One of the things we really loved, we used to do this at Disney, is come up with characters. We would challenge each other to come up with some of these different characters, and we would do it. And so, coming up with something like this is a lot of fun. It really it pushes you to be more original and think outside the box and get out of your comfort zone. So, when I'm sitting here with 500 or 600 or 700 people watching, and I don't know what I'm going to draw because it hasn't been requested yet, that puts you on the spot and it forces you to think on your feet. So, try it sometime. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I really did. I'm glad I'm home and doing this with you guys. Thank you, Dustin, for today.
No
and
problem.
thank you, Nick. And until Tuesday.
Next week.
We'll see you guys on Tuesday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Like I said, put some beauty back in the world. Put your grocery cart away. And I will talk to you later. Dustin?
Bye, guys. Cowboy Bebop.